Hello, this is DMIA. Welcome to my channel. And then today we are going to talk about, before I go to the Philippines, what I think about Philippines. So the first time I know, because my classmate and also my neighborhood, her family, and they went to Philippines to travel. That I was around 10 or 11, I forgot, just elementary school. And then I just remember when she go back, and then she just bring a lot of pasalubong, the souvenirs, and then she bring like the pen, and then you I mean on the top just like some cartoon or some figure there, I forgot. Okay, when senior high school, and then my parents, they just with their friend, they went to Lawak around almost 20 years ago, and then that's very popular people here in Taiwan. They will just choose to go Lawak because it's near, it's not far from Kaohsiung to take the airplane to go there, just maybe around 1 or even lesser, because actually just south Kaohsiung and then Lawak very near. And then they just bring some snacks, but you know, my parents, they cannot speak English, so I think they just what the tour guide bring them to buy, and then they just go somewhere else. And then what I remember deeply is they bring bring back the Tide, the soap, and then they said it's very helpful to laundry the clothes. It's just very clean. So that's the second time have some connection to the Philippines, because during the time here, there's a time very popular to watch the Hong Kong, no matter the movie or drama. Last time maybe some place in Taiwan, some rich family, maybe they also hire the Filipino maid, the how you call, like yaya. So and then most of time they call the Filipino or Filipina inside the movie or drama, they just always keep call them Maria. Maybe around that time a lot of the OFW, they work in Hong Kong or Taiwan. Maybe their name is maybe that time the Maria is the common name, so we have the like a nickname for the Filipino, especially the Filipina, and then we just call it Maria. The idea, just like you will call sometimes you call the New York City is the Big Apple. That's also some during the time, also many the Filipina work as the caregiver's job, but the majority here in Taiwan, that until now still the Indonesian, they are the biggest population about the caregiver here. And then here the electronics, the factory, they like to hire the Filipino or Filipina, because compared to other ASEAN country, and then the Philippines, of course, no matter the degree, of course they will ask the bachelor's degree, and then the English level, of course, that's the best one, I think, in the ASEAN. Yeah, so that's what before I went there, what I thought about the Philippines. Just like most of you did not really touch any Filipino, but through the media, through the news, and then you will know, just like most of them, just because they're working here Okay, and then the most funny part, it's like when I study in my college, my university, that time still college, and then it's famous about language, and then I study that time my major is applied Chinese. It's actually a major like teaching the foreigner to speak Mandarin, but actually I'm not really interested in. I just finished my major, and then when I still a freshman, and then stay in the dormitory. When you here in Taiwan, the first year in the college or university, it's common to stay inside the school, the dormitory, most of the time inside the school. And then I remember that's a Sunday, and then so no one, very less, because no one will go to the school when Saturday and Sunday, and then especially Sunday. So I remember I went out with my roommate, and then we are going to maybe have lunch or something, I forgot. And then when we working in the field, and then going to the gate, I don't know how come he just suddenly asked me. He said, "Do you ever think, one day maybe your wife, if you cannot, or just any kind of reason, and then you did not marry to a Taiwanese, and then you just marry to a Filipina?" And then I just, oh come on, never, never can be like that. And then we know the the one lyrics, right? So never say never. How could I know? Like after 10 years, but from that time, around 10 years, and then I really married a Filipino. Yeah, my asawa, my wife now, she is a Filipina from Mayoyao, from near the Panaway there. Okay, that's the original. I thought I will not marry to outside the people, just outside of Taiwan. So it's a very interesting part, I think. The most closed, the part I'm going to the Philippines, because after graduate from the college, and then I just study in the master degree, also about folk literature. The major about folk literature. And then there's a senior, but actually he already graduated, but he worked as the research assistant of one of the professor in my major. And then sometimes he stay in the office of my major, and then sometimes we just also do some paperwork to type something there. So sometimes we will just eating together, and then just talk each other. And then because here in Taiwan, just like the guy, when you 18 years old, and then if you 18 to 19 you did not study, or some like sick or some problem, every man should be into the military and then service for 1 year that time, and then now it's 4 months. Anyway, just, and then when you, because he's elder for me, so I will just ask like, senior, you finish your military service? And then he said he did not do the military service, because here we have the other one, just like we call substitute military service, because there's a time we are not so nervous to the other neighbor, and then so the country thinks we are not no need to have so many soldiers to training as the military, so many. So they just like you work in other government office, not really in the camp or something. So some people, maybe they are assistant to the police, the fire workers, and then the firefighters, and then the like some school a little bit like the security or the guard or teaching. And then he chose the one to can teach Mandarin in some the Chinese school there in the Philippines, because their teacher, most of very old, since the like World War II, and then they start teaching, and then some until now they still teaching. So, and then the young Chinese Filipino, and then they just doesn't want to, most of they just follow their family business, because that earn more than the Mandarin teacher there. So we just our government send some people go there. They have some like the license to teaching Mandarin, or just like they are major around that. So yeah, my senior, he told me like he went to Philippines to as the substitute military service. I'm just, really? Are you kidding me? I don't believe that. And then he just explained it again. So that is why I just interesting that, because that time I just like, if I don't apply this, I will just be like a normal soldier, just go inside the camp and then training how to fight, how to shoot, just that kind of training. And then I won't just around 10 years ago I went to the Philippines to also like my senior teaching English. And then maybe I can say like that I did around 10 months stay Philippines there 10 years ago. Really changed my life. At least now my asawa, she also the Filipina. So around, yeah, from my neighbor, they went to Philippines, and then my parents, I never think I will just date or just know the Filipino girl there and then one day marry. The fourth, the most close one, it's like I just, because my senior, so I know the way, the method. So we go to the Philippines to teaching Mandarin there in the Chinese school there. So that is why most of time the Maria, it's like the nickname of all the Filipina. But now when people said it here in Taiwan, it's a little bit racist, because that's just the other equals to how you call Yaya, but the Yaya's name always Maria. But after time changing now, really less people, not so many people will say like that. No, most of people will just call them the foreigner worker here. So I think the situation just changed better. Okay, it's just today we talk about, before I went to Philippines, what I feel or I think there. Actually, because what we got the information just every time, it's like very many people just choose to be the OFW. So it means you are the Filipino there, cannot find a job or worthy or good job in local, right? So that's why you choose, most of people choose to work in other country. So long time ago, people here in Taiwan would just think Philippines, it's very, like, sometimes they even think it's a third world country, because the media, the news always just report about the poor part or the worst, not good part. But That's what I just totally changed after I went there. So about I went there and then have some interesting thing or something that me feel amazing. We will talk it next time. Thank you for watching this video. If you like, please subscribe and then also share the video. See you next time. Paalam.